One of the problems with the Orthodox Church is that it's made up of a series of national churches, and it is impossible to become Orthodox without entering through a national institution. And though various people do move from national church to national church, there are slight differences between the national Orthodox churches. And the idea is that on a Sunday, the churches are joined together in a statement of the creed. And each church, each individual church, is linked to its national mother church through the congregation of bishops. Where the bishop is there, the church is also, said Athanasius, the saint. And so the bishops, there are many bishops in the Orthodox churches, far many more than you would find in the Catholic churches or the Anglican churches, or indeed Lutheran. The problem with Orthodoxy is this national link. And so Russian Orthodoxy began in Kiev and then emigrated up to Moscow, where it took on the role of the abandoned fifth patriarch, that is the Patriarch of Rome, and set up the Moscow Patriarchate to recreate that fifth patriarch. And there are now two Orthodox churches in Ukraine. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which became independent in 2019, the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, which became independent in 2019, and the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which split from Moscow in May last year after Putin invaded Ukraine. Now, the problem is there is huge doubt about whether all the members of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church actually embraced their Ukrainian identity, or whether some of them, as the Ukrainian government believe they have evidence to support this, remain in contact with their Moscow Patriarchate brothers. And this means that they are part of that network of spies which Mr. Putin prides himself on. Those spies were out in force long before Putin's tanks moved to encircle Kyiv and to take back the territory which Putin claimed was his. So in the effort to resist the Kremlin aggressive theft of Ukrainian material, Mr. Zelensky has had to also deal with the aberrant monks. And now this is going to cause huge problems and could fracture the country, and the brittle spirit. It could do more to topple the gung-ho spirit of Ukraine than any amount of Putin's missiles. It's a very dangerous and very difficult time. But there is no doubt, I think, that there are fifth columnists among the Orthodox monks, of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. No doubt at all. And many of them have congregated in the big church on the edge of the Dnipro River, which is part of the state architecture. It's one of the great pieces of architecture from the early days of the Christian conversion of Ukraine, of the Slavs. So it's an important piece of architecture, and the Ukrainian forces, the Ukrainian police, the Ukrainian authorities have been in there and are concerned about the state of the monastery, the way it's been maintained, and the behaviour of some of the monks. Should they leave? Well, one of the problems with monasticism is the vows that monks take involve a vow of stability. Now, of course, in orthodoxy, that stability is often fairly nebulous. There's a concept of idiorhythmic monks, those monks with their own law, monks who might well have a television in their room. But for the most part, the Orthodox Church is far less idiorhythmic than the Greek Church. In the Greek Church, you will find some very strange idiorhythmic monks. But in the Russian Church, it's far less likely. The Russian Church is very strict. And I can imagine them taking the vow of stability very seriously and finding this a sticking point. And you've also got to remember, in Orthodoxy, it's the monks who do the spiritual leadership. It's the monks who travel around the country and deliver sermons. It's not the ordinary priests, the married clergy, who tend simply to deal with the liturgy on a Sunday, and that is it. They don't preach, and they often don't hear confessions. It's the monks who do all that. So the monks are the powerhouse, the spiritual powerhouse of the Orthodox Church, as much in Ukraine as in Russia or in Greece. This is a problem moment for Mr. Zelensky, not least because, of course, Mr. Zelensky does not share membership of this church.